Hello, everyone, and welcome to Serenity in 60. We're just going to start off by introducing ourselves and stating a fun fact.
I'm Jordan, and I have a golden doodle named Luna. Here she is.
I'm Danny, and I love swimming.
Hi, I'm Morgan, and I'm an aspiring cat mom to this cutie. He's angry.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and fun fact about me is that I prefer peanut butter on my hot dogs, so not the typical ketchup, mustard, or relish you may choose to put on, but peanut butter.
And I'm Jessica, and my fun fact is that I actually don't like peanut butter, which some people think is kind of weird, so that's my fun fact. Now I'm just going to state the purpose and goal of our program. So what we want to focus on is finding ways for library patrons at the Edwardsville Public Library to manage stress and anxiety and carry these ways on with them so that they can use them in the future. So before we begin, I just want everyone to take a little bit of a mental note on where their stress is currently so that we can see where you're all at the end of all of our techniques and information. So now I'm going to pass it on to Jordan. She's going to talk about some short videos.
So the first video we're going to show you outlines the differences and the similarities between both stress and anxiety. So the second one we're going to show you talks about the recommendations for dealing with stress during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Stress is a state of mind that many of us are experiencing as a result of the new coronavirus pandemic. At this time, it's important that we share how we're coping with this situation. Here are our tips. Some people may feel afraid of falling ill or dying, afraid of losing their livelihoods, of being separated from their loved ones, or being socially excluded. Others may feel frustrated at being unable to protect their families. Some may have lost their jobs, are experiencing economic hardships, and may even be reluctant to visit health facilities out of fear of contracting the virus. In the current situation, it's normal to feel stressed, worried, anxious, sad, confused, frustrated, or even frightened. However, you should strive to remain calm and focus on the things you can do to protect your mental health. There are things that can be done to help relieve stress, to reassure the people you know, and take practical steps to caring for yourself and your family. So what can you do? Talk. When you feel stressed or worried, talking to people that you trust can help. Contact your friends and family. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. If you're isolating or quarantining at home, try to follow a healthy diet. Engage in physical activity, maintain regular sleeping patterns, and stay in touch with your loved ones via email, telephone, or video call. Avoid drinking alcohol, smoking tobacco, or the use of other substances. These will not help to reduce stress. If you feel overwhelmed, talk to a health worker or counselor. Research who you can contact for help in your community if necessary, and keep this information at hand. Seek information from reliable sources. Having up-to-date information on the current situation will help you better evaluate risks and take reasonable precautions. Avoid listening to fabricated rumors and information from unverified sources. For reliable information, consult the PAHO or WHO websites or any other websites provided by health authorities in your country. Limit exposure to news coverage. To minimize your anxiety and unease, limit the time you and your family spend watching or listening to news that you find alarming. Finally, apply previously learned strategies. Try to put into practice skills that you found helpful during difficult situations in the past. For more information, please visit the Pan American Health Organization's website, www.paho.org/coronavirus.
So hopefully you guys were able to follow along with those videos, and if you need to pause this recording at any time to go back and watch them again, feel free to do so. I'm going to turn this over to Dami, and she's going to talk a bit about diaphragmatic breathing.
So now I'll be talking about diaphragmatic breathing, which is learning how to breathe through the belly. Diaphragmatic breathing helps manage the symptoms of stress, depression, and anxiety. Some of the benefits of diaphragmatic breathing includes lowering blood pressure and the heart rate, relaxes the body, and lowers the harmful stress hormones called cortisol. Also, it serves as a coping mechanism for post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, I'll be going through a step-by-step belly breathing procedure. We would like you all to adjust your cameras, sit comfortably with your legs gripped to the ground, and make sure your body is relaxed. Place one hand on your upper chest, and the other hand should be on your belly, below your rib cage. So how I'm illustrating it right now. Breathe in slowly through your nose, and then breathe out through your lips. Make sure the hands on your chest still remains on your chest, and make sure your belly should only be rising while breathing. So we're gonna be doing this for like a minute. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your lips, in through the nose, out through the lips, breathe in through the nose, out through the lips, breathe in through the nose, out through the lips. Like I said, it should just be your chest. Your chest should remain still, and it should be your belly. Your belly should be rising. So breathe in through the nose, out through the lips. Breathe in through the nose, out through the lips. And one very last time, for the last time. Breathe in through the nose and out through the lips. Now we can adjust our cameras. So this is how to practice diaphragmatic breathing, which is a good way of managing stress and anxiety. It would be so useful if this routine is created. If a routine is created for this exercise and can be done once or twice daily, it is important to focus on the sound of your breathing, and it should be done for at least 10 to 20 minutes. So this is all I have about diaphragmatic breathing. Right now, I would like to pass it on to Anna, who will talk about meditation techniques.
All right, so stress to all of us should not be a foreign concept. So basically, it is a natural phenomenon that occurs within the body that allows us to respond effectively to threats as humans. However, when it becomes persistent and harmful to our health, when it is constant and it is like left unchecked. So it is crucial that we take the time to slow down and reset when things are kind of all over the place. And but without these breaks, obviously, the downtime they need is not given to the body or the mind, which creates what we know as the stress response. So that basically occurs when you are like face to face with a bear, or like basically on your way to work with like 2 minutes to spare. But the body responds the same in both situations. So basically the body would face a stressor that is actual or imagined. And so then again, it emits that response. So this reaction would include an increase in stress hormone secretion, an increase in blood pressure, heart rate, and also in your respiration rate, which is like how many breaths you take in a minute. So, and in those instances, we either plan to fight or escape, which is a helpful thing in the case of a threat, allows us to respond appropriately. And so many of the risks that we do face in our day-to-day lives are either interpreted as, stress and could possibly be more dangerous than what we initially anticipate. And they can also occur chronically. But we can also never exactly completely ever avoid them. So which can lead to chronic stress, which can also develop into anxiety, which is kind of a more chronic version of stress, which is its own condition. And with that, it can lead to digestive problems, reproductive problems, heart problems, also poor mental health as well with your cognition, especially like when your body does not get the break that it needs. So it is very important that we all de-stress from our days on a regular basis. It may not have to be every day, but at least allowing your body to get the downtime that it does need. And there has been a lot of benefits associated with doing meditation and such. And those benefits include the the initiating of the relaxation response. So instead of the stress response, the body in this typical situation would relax. So that involves your body softening. The muscles are basically just becoming more relaxed, where you're becoming more aware of your present moment, and your breath starts to deepen. So it's not as rapid usually, taking us to a more closer and comfortable state. Meditation also shifts our perspective. So the more you do it, you should in turn gain a better understanding of yourself and your life at that very point in time, allowing us to better handle stress in future situations. And meditation also influences brain function. It has been discovered that it reduces the functioning of the amygdala, which is a portion of the brain that is heavily involved in our reaction to stress. So over time, it will likely change our neural networks, which signals in our brain to rewire and fire differently, ultimately causing our brains to be more relaxed. And so it's not always hyperactive, as you may say. And with that, I am going to invite you all to join me in a time of meditation. We're going to do a quick session that focuses in on that breathing aspect of it. So I'm going to ask that you get yourself in a comfortable position, however that may look for you, whether it be sitting, laying down, and whatnot, however you feel most comfortable. And we will begin. So you can close your eyes if that is more relaxing to you. And you're going to begin by taking a deep breath and holding it for 5 seconds. Exhale and relax. And take another deep breath, as deep as you can, and hold it. And as you exhale, just imagine blowing out all of your stress. Take another deep breath in and hold it. And as you exhale, you blow out any stress you've been holding on to. This is your new solution to stress. Whenever you become stressed in the future, you simply take 3 full breaths in and out, blowing out any stress that you feel. All right. So that was basically an intro of how meditation is supposed to feel. So I hope y'all are feeling a little bit more relaxed. And so from that, we're going to actually take that feeling and go into another little bit of longer time of meditation to get a more full-on experience. So again, make sure you're in a comfortable position, and we will get started with that. So to reduce anxiety, start by taking a moment to relax your body. Soften any unnecessary tension in your belly and shoulder, and find a posture that feels both relaxed and alert. Rest your hands in an easy, effortless way. With your eyes open, take a few moments to scan your awareness through the sensations of your body. And wherever possible, soften and release obvious areas of physical tension. And let your eyes stay open and focus on the middle of the room, wherever you are. And see how you can let your awareness travel across the room from where you're sitting. If you're lying down, you can let your attention go upwards to the ceiling. And notice how you let your attention come back to the center of the room. how you can bring your attention closer to about book reading distance, as if you're reading a book in your hands. So clearly, you can determine where your attention goes. And now you can let your eyes close and just let your attention go inward. And gently focus on the sensations of the breath moving in and out of the body. And you can let your attention go to wherever the breath comes most naturally to you. For some people, it's the sensations of the air in the nostrils, with that gentle feeling coming in and out as the air passes in and out at the nostrils. For others, they naturally feel the breath in the chest, with the rising and falling of the chest with each breath in and out. And for most beginners, people feel the breath most naturally in the belly, feeling the diaphragm underneath the lungs, pulling air in and expanding your belly as you breathe in. And then when the air is released from the lungs, as you breathe out, the belly actually moves inward, sensing the abdominal movements in and out. See if you can let your awareness ride the wave of the breath wherever you feel it most naturally. Your nostrils, your chest, your abdominal movement, or for some people, it's even just the whole body breathing. Whatever comes naturally for you. And let's just let your attention ride the wave of your breathing as you're sensing your breath in and out. You may also sense that your mind is as vast as the ocean, where deep in the ocean beneath the surface, it's calm and clear. And from that deep place in the ocean, you can look upward toward the surface. No matter what is going on in your life, no matter what those conditions are, deep in the ocean, it's calm and clear. And just sensing your breath allows you to access the depth and stillness of your mind, as vast as the ocean, where from this deep, peaceful place, you can look upward at the waves, at the surface, the brain waves that are the thoughts and emotions and conditions of your mind. Can you notice all those fleeting thoughts and emotions that are just there at the surface that go pretty quickly in and out of your awareness each day, like waves at the top of the ocean? Sensing your breath, bringing you back to this peaceful place, feeling the profound depth of your mind. When a thought comes, or feeling, memory, or sensation, then warmly and calming, take note of that mental activity and redirect your attention to the breath. And then let your attention return to the breath, to this depth of your mind where you can just sense and observe the activities of the mind as just activities and not the totality of who you are. See if you can let yourself enjoy the deep tranquility that comes from just sensing the breath, knowing that just focusing your mind on your breathing brings you to this deep place of calm and clarity. And now, when you're ready, you can let your eyes open, and may you bring this same quality of kind awareness to the rest of your day, feeling relaxed in your body and your mind. All right. So again, that is a great example of how meditation can be relaxing, especially at the end of a very long day, which I'm sure we've all have experienced time and time again. And this technique can be done essentially anywhere and anytime on your own. And there are multiple avenues in which one can access more information on how to meditate, as well as more guided meditation sessions like we just did together. And generally speaking, any meditation or mindfulness practice that we study is likely to have a positive impact on our levels of stress. So our worries and concerns will gradually lose their grip as we tap into both mind and body in a more conscious manner. And as a result, we find ourselves in a more place of inner peace more often. So I am going to give you guys a couple apps that I find personally really helpful for meditation and mindfulness things. And those apps are the Mindfulness app, Headspace, and Calm. And all those apps are free. So if you just go into your app store, you can easily download them on your phone or whatever device you actually have, whether it even be a computer or a PC. So yeah, next I'm going to pass it on to Morgan, and she's going to talk about what music therapy is and how beneficial that can be in times of stress.
Okay, so the use of music therapy is an up-and-coming strategy for various professionals. Music has been known to contain unseen healing properties, which can improve mood, as well as levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. Music is for everyone, regardless of your age and background, and it's seen as a central role in all cultures. So what type of genre of music best fits you? This certainly can vary as everyone is different and has different responses to different types of music. In one study, researchers wanted to see how different music affects people. In premature infants, soft music or lullabies helped them increase their birth weight as well as ease them to sleep. Relaxation is expected when listening to classical types of music, as it increases the time in between heartbeats, in contrast to rock music, where it decreases the time in between heartbeats. In cancer patients and women who are pregnant, those who undergo music therapy have reported less nausea and pain. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen and we're going to listen to a section of music called Pockable Meets U2 by John Schmidt. Feel free to use the breathing and meditation exercises that you just learned. Now everybody should be super relaxed now. So where do you find free access to music? There are a lot of options out there. There are apps you can download on your phone or your computer, such as Spotify, Pandora, or YouTube. And a few of these options have the option of creating like tailored playlists for you, like by artist or genre of music, etc. And now I'm going to tell you guys about my personal experience with music therapy. So when I was in high school, I was a part of this choir, and each winter we would go on something called a holiday tour, and we would go to different places like schools, nursing homes. We went to the state capitol one year. And we went and sang and chat with all these people, singing Christmas music and whatnot. And you could just really tell by their faces and what they expressed to us that it really meant a lot to them. And I encourage all of you to incorporate music therapy with people that you know in your community, your family and friends. And I think it would benefit them quite a lot, as it helped me and everyone that we sang and chatted with whenever we were on those holiday tours. So now I'm going to hand this off to Jordan, who's going to tell us about the hotlines that you can find on the additional strategy sheet.
So another additional strategy that can be used to help with anxiety or stressful situations are hotlines. These hotlines include the National Alliance on Mental Illness and the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. These hotlines are listed on the additional resources page that is posted on the Edwardsville Public Library Facebook page. There is one specific one I want to go over, which is the crisis text line. This hotline is perfect for people who don't feel comfortable speaking or would rather text someone about any issues that they have. It's a 24-hour text line where you connect with a real person and text back and forth with them. I reached out and I texted the crisis line to see what they do and how they help their clients, and they explained to me that they determine what the client's issue is and refer them to a resource or help solve the problem, and they'll also assess the client for suicide. So when you first text the hotline, you'll get a message saying resources for you while we connect you. What's your crisis? And in that same message, there will be a link to those resources. A second message will come through that says, hi, this is the crisis text line. You're not alone. By texting further with us, you agree to our terms. Make sure you read the terms, and then you can text the hotline your crisis. And after sending the message, there will be an automated response that says, "Thanks for sharing. It might take a moment to assign you." You will then be assigned to someone who can help you. You can text with them for as long as you need to. I'm going to give this over to Jessica now, and she's going to give you a few more resources for coping mechanisms that you can use.
So as you can see here, this is our additional strategies and resources page that is provided on the Edwardsville Public Library Facebook page. So the green box below is all the hotlines that Jordan just talked about. So those are for your future use in case you want to text or call any of those. They're listed here for you. Then in the purple boxes, we have just some variety of different coping mechanisms for stress and anxiety. So the first box says meditation and diaphragmatic belly breathing, which is what we have just practiced with you earlier in this presentation. Then we also have spending time with family, friends, or pets, and that is something I do a lot. I like to be around people, and that keeps me more stress-free. Then you can go the active route and do exercise, indoor or outdoor. You can do swimming, biking, yoga, jogging, running, anything that calms you down that is active, if that is your cup of tea. If that's not your cup of tea, you can do something like different hobbies that aren't so active, like cooking, reading, cleaning, playing an instrument, learning an instrument, painting. I know I do a lot of online shopping sometimes when I'm stressed out. And then the last box is music therapy, which Morgan just talked about. So if the classical music route, which has been researched to help calm people and ease their stress and anxiety, if that's not the way you want to go, if listening to like country or pop actually calms you down, then that is also something you can do for music therapy. Then lastly, we just want to leave you with some quotes. I know I like to look those up in my free time when I'm stressed out and read them to calm me down. So the first one we have is, "Don't stress the could haves. If it should have, it would have. Our anxiety does not come from thinking about the future, but wanting to control it." And the last one is from Winnie the Pooh. It's my favorite one. "You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." So we just want to thank you for coming and participating, and just think about that mental mental stress check at the beginning that I mentioned. Hopefully your levels are a lot less stressful after these techniques and information. So again, we just want to thank you for joining us today in our Serenity in 60 presentation.